So, of course, today we're showing the TM6. We will be cooking today the Hug in a Mug chicken soup, which is probably one of my favourite things to make in the Thermomix, especially on a cold day. Even though we've got an absolute ripper, beautiful warm day today, when I made the meal plan for today, it wasn't as warm as it is now, so that's why. I'm going to show you how to do some bacon and cheese scrolls, and I'm also going to show you just the very basic pizza dough, which I'm going to serve with my Hug in a Mug chicken soup. Rightio. So, Wesy, if you want to just on Zoom, if you want to just spotlight my window for me, please. Very good. Thank you very much. You can definitely, as we go, ladies, I should be a little bit bigger for you now. But as you go, if you've got any questions, just whack them in the chat. Wes can yell them out to me as we go, or just come off mute and chat to me. And hello, Wendy. Welcome. You're on mute if you are trying to say anything. I can't see you because I can't see that far in front of me.
Okay, I am unmuted now, thanks.
Excellent. Hello, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good. How's your TM6 going?
I love it. I've been playing with it.
Excellent.
Quite good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, hopefully you'll get some tips today. Like I was just saying to the girls, if you've got any questions, just whack them in the chat. And I've got Wes here helping me, so he'll be able to yell them out at me. So before we get started, we always have to tell you how much the Thermomix is. So what's included? Yep, thanks, Wesy. So the Thermomix is $2,359. There are lots of payment options available. We've just added Afterpay. We've got our Zip Money 24 months interest free running at the moment. You can do PayPal, you can do cash, you can do whatever you want. Any way you want to give us $2,359, we will pretty much take it. At the moment, there is a special. Actually, there's two specials. So this is only until Monday at 11 a.m. If you purchase a Thermomix, you can take the option to purchase a pizza oven at half price. And also, if you don't want that option, you can choose to just have your oval thermoserver and the Indian cookbook for free. I'll take this opportunity to tell you quickly that, come back to me, Wes, that we are doing our very first face-to-face cooking class in ages. I don't know how long. I should look up when we last did our last face-to-face cooking class so that I can actually say since 2017 or whenever it was. But we are doing a face-to-face cooking class in Kempsey. Kempsey is the first one on the list, and it is on the 10th of next month. But we will be doing more if Kempsey's not near you, which are pretty much not near any of you, I don't think. Oh well, it's sort of a little bit near you, Lorraine. A little bit, not really. And so yeah, but that's going to be Indian themed. So that's why that's what we're doing for the Kempsey cooking class as well. Now, was there a question? Did someone say something? No? Okay, lovely. Rightio. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a batch of pizza dough. So I hope everybody is using their cookidoo. So I've told cookidoo, if you just come to the screen, Wes, I've told cookidoo that pizza dough was something that I was cooking in my week. So I've just gone into the menu, into my week, and I'm going to click on the pizza dough. And I'm just going to follow the steps here. And I've actually made a pizza dough, or actually Wes made a pizza dough earlier, so that I've got one proved, because I want to show you that pizza dough I'm going to make into the cheese and bacon scrolls, and then I'm going to cook one just as a plain pizza as well. Rightio, I need some water. So in we go. A little bit extra is okay. And some sugar. Now, you don't have to put the sugar in when you're doing your pizza dough. I do because I never used to, and a baker told me once that it is a good idea to put your sugar in because it feeds the yeast and it makes it all work a lot better. So I do now. I put my little bit of sugar in as well. Popping my yeast in, and we're going to give that a stir up for 20 seconds. Now, have you girls, let me know, put your hand, by a show of hands, the ones I can see, who has made a dough or a bread or a pizza of some description so far in their Thermomix? No. Oh yeah, you have? You have, Wendy? Great.
I haven't.
Oh, come on. Rightio. Well, that's your homework. It's to make some type of bready, doughy, something or other. Pizza dough. Sorry?
I did a cauliflower base.
Oh, yeah.
And it was great.
Yes. Well, that counts. I'll count that as a bread. Tick.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. It is really easy, and the Thermomix does it really, really well. So it's all about the right weights, and obviously that kneading as well makes the Thermomix a master of the doughs. I did have another lady who I was chatting to during the week, who I might actually send this recording to. Hi, Tracy. She...
Is that oil?
Sorry?
Is that oil?
That was oil, yes. Yeah. Tracy was talking to me during the week about bread, and she really wanted to make some bread in her Thermomix. So just the basic bread. If you don't want to put wheat grain and you don't want a wholemeal bread, just follow the basic bread recipe and just substitute anything that they have added for it to be wholemeal, just with white baker's flour. If you want just plain white bread, is my tip. Rightio, so now we're kneading that up. What was that question?
I'm Colleen here. It looks so easy.
It is so easy.
I've got the black spoon there.
Oh, yeah.
Six, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't use it as much as I should. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, good. But come to as many of these things as you can until you're cooking everything in your well, not everything. I don't even cook everything in my Thermomix, but come to things like this so you can see little easy things that you can do in your Thermomix. Because as soon as you've done them once in your Thermomix, you'll do them all the time. If it's easier for you to do it this way, and you will never go back to the old way, but if you never try, then sometimes you never get to use it as much as you should. So, yeah, just keep looking at stuff and coming to our events and stuff like that, and keep getting inspired, hopefully.
Thank you.
No worries.
Gemma, can I ask, you've mentioned that you use baker's flour?
Yes.
What's the difference between baker's flour and plain flour?
Well, baker's flour is plain flour, but it has got a higher gluten level. So it's what they use for bread and for anything that has to hold its shape nicely. So you could use...
Just get it from Woolies?
Yeah, just at Woolies with the flour, it's on the very bottom shelf in bigger bags too. That's the only reason. The bit I like about it is that you can buy 5 kilos. I think it's 5 kilos at a time. For pizza dough, you can use baker's flour or triple O pizza flour, which is also in Woolies. But I just use baker's flour for everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we don't have any gluten intolerances in our house, luckily. So if you've got gluten intolerances, you wouldn't be using baker's flour. Rightio, so here's our pizza dough. As simple as that. There it is. Oh, there we go. Now I'm just going to put it out onto the bench because normally I would put it into my thermomat, but my thermomat has got the other pizza dough that Wes made earlier. Now, when you're getting dough out of your Thermomix bowl, pop your bowl upside down and take off your base, push your blades through, and what that'll do is it'll dump the whole lot out onto your bench. Just grab that little bit that's hiding in there. Make sure you put a bit of oil on your fingers so it doesn't stick. And then it's easier to grab the blade out of the dough than the dough out of the blade, if you know what I mean. I hope that makes sense, does it?
Yeah.
Yes, I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. Yeah, so there we go. So you've got, you can easily just get all that dough off your blades there. And then you've got a really nice little, really good, look at that, it just holds together. You can see that. That's your pizza dough. Now, I'm going to quickly do a sleight of hand here. Actually, no, I'm not. Oh, yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm going to just sit that there. What I'm going to do now is show you what I'm going to put on my pizza. So I'm just going to use that bowl. There's a bit of dough in there, but what's a bit of dough in my grated cheese that I'm going to use to put on top of the dough? It doesn't matter. So if there's a way of not washing my bowl up, I'm there. So I'm just going to keep using that bowl. I'm going to go home, and now I'm going to be cooking manually. So if anyone has anybody that's got an older Thermomix, like a TM31, we used to only have manual mode. We never used to have cookidoo or anything like that. So grated cheese, we just do on manually ourselves. For grated cheese, I like to put the lid on, take the blade around to speed 8 or 9, and then just drop the cheese in. What was that? No? I thought someone said something as I started. All good?
I make parmesan.
Oh, yes. Rightio, so that was half a kilo of cheese in 18 seconds all up. I did get a little bit on the bench. But I would usually not be looking at you guys. I would be concentrating on the bowl. Rightio, so let's have a look at that. So there we go. There's our grated cheese for our pizzas. Oops. I love when it grates up and it looks like you've got more cheese than what you started with. And I'm just going to give that a whack around. I'm just going to keep using this one bowl today, I think. I don't think I'll need to, because what's a little bit of cheese in your soup? Who cares? Rightio, so there's our cheese, and now I've already got some diced bacon. I didn't dice it in the Thermomix, but I often do. So you can just put rasher bacon in the Thermomix speed 5 for about 5 or 6 seconds. We'll dice up your bacon quite well as well if that's what you need to do. So I'm setting that aside for the time being. And I'm going to get my chicken soup on now because that's going to cook whilst I make my snacks for tomorrow. Oh dear, it's all happening here. Where's my cloth? There it is. The Parmesan grates beautifully in the Thermomix because it is a hard cheese. So your tasty cheese is a bit softer, but your Parmesan is really good as well. Rightio, so I'm going to finish that recipe, and then if you just come back to the screen, Wezzy, I'm just going to go my week again, and I'm going to cook the Hug in a Mug chicken soup, which you can't really see, but that's okay. And I'm just going to hit start cooking. So it's so easy, as you girls know, just to be skipping through the steps here. Now, 2 sprigs of fresh parsley. Did we get that, Wes? We might not have picked that. That's all right.
There was any upstairs.
Luckily, it's only a garnish. We don't really need it. I just had, as I opened up the ingredients, I just had this sinking feeling that I didn't check these ingredients, and Wes did do all the prep today for me. So we may be missing a few things, but that's okay. Oh, no offense, Wes. Rightio. So now this is the best thing. If you've got a friend who's not feeling the best, or a family member who needs a nice chicken soup, this is what you should make for them. So 1 carrot, and it's super easy. A stick of celery, and you don't have to chop these up quite as small as what Wes has either. 100 grams of mushrooms, and you also can substitute. If you wanted to put something different in, you could do that by all means. A brown onion, and chop it up. How easy is that? We're chopping for 5 seconds. I'll show you what that looks like. So it's just a rough chop. And you'll notice I didn't wash my bowl, so I still haven't washed the bowl. Can we have a look at the overhead view there, Wezzy? Maybe? Yeah. So there you go. All your veggies are all chopped up there. Is all good. And then we're going next, and we're putting in some butter. Like that. And we're going to saute that together for 5 minutes. So it just cooks your butter and your veggies, basically. In this time, I suggest that you get your chicken out and you chop your chicken into chunks, because the best part about the Thermomix is a lot of the time when you've got a couple of minutes downtime, you can, if you know the recipe, you can be prepping the next little bit of your steps as well. So luckily I've got Wes and my chicken's already chopped, so I don't have to worry about that. But one of the next things that we put in is our vegetable stock paste. So now, Wendy, have you made your veggie stock?
No.
Not yet. Okay. You have to, Wendy, or I have to come and take the Thermomix back. Has everybody else got... What was that?
I'll do that next.
Good girl.
Yes.
Has everybody else got veggie stock in their fridge?
Yes, I have.
Very good. Thank you, Marjorie.
But
Excellent.
it's not that colour.
Oh, no. Mine, what did I put in this?
Tomatoes?
There was something I had a lot of and I thought, oh, it looks a bit funny. But it comes out a different colour every time. If you, because I just chuck in whatever I've got. So you really, with your veggie stock, you don't ever want to be going and buying ingredients from Woolies for your veggie stock. You just want to, you know, you might have a celery, top of a celery that you're not going to use, like I've got in the fridge now. I'll actually just pop that in the bag in the freezer that I've got as a bag that I keep anything that can go in stock in my freezer. And then when I'm due for a new batch of stock, I just grab that bag out. It's got celery tops, it's got carrots that went funky in the fridge, you know, all of that stuff, and then just make that your veggie stock out of that stuff that you were going to throw out anyway.
Gemma, can I ask a question just while we're sauteing and we've got a moment?
Yeah.
Is it, because I've seen you bang your scraper on the side of your Thermomix bowl.
Yeah.
And I had heard from someone somewhere that you shouldn't do that because it can upset the scales.
Yes.
Is that right?
Well, look, we were always told to not bang your spatula on the side in the previous models of Thermomix. However, they have said that the scales are really good in the TM6. It's not going to affect it. I've got a very bad habit of it. I wouldn't get into the habit if I was you, and if I could stop, I would. And every time my boss watches any of my videos, she's like, "Oh my God, she's banging the bowl again." So don't do that. But it's not going to hurt it. It's not like, so, you know, if you want to, you definitely can. Can you let that
I'm going to say I haven't
Can you
ever, and I try not to, but you know.
Yes, okay. Well, look, it's not going to hurt it. Dragging it around on the bench can still upset the scales, but a little tap of your spatula is going to be fine. I've got one girl who actually takes her bowl out, sits it on the bench, and bangs her spatula on it. It's very, it's very personal choice. Personal choice. Who did we just enter then, Wezzy? What was that person's name? Nicole. Hey, Nicole. I hope your Thermomix, if it's the Nicole I'm thinking of. I hope your Thermomix is out of its box. If it's the right Nicole, otherwise disregard that. I wonder if it is. I can't see anybody's names, but that's okay. So our veggies are just sauteing here with the butter. Look, they're bubbling away beautifully. It's all good. I wonder if we've got the. I wonder if I've got the right Nicole. I think I do. Hi, Nicole. We can't hear you. Can anyone hear Nicole?
No.
No.
Hi.
Oh,
There you go.
hey Nicole, how you going?
It's not out of the box, no.
Oh, I do have the right Nicole. I was thinking, oh gosh, I hope I've got the right Nicole.
It's me. I signed in early and then I went out the back and now I'm late. So yeah.
Oh,
I'll go with it. I'll go with the flow.
it's better late than never, Nicole, but
That's down.
let me know if you need help getting your
Yeah,
Thermomix out of its
no,
box.
I'm quite happy with just when I'm ready I'll pull it out, which will probably be in a couple of days' time.
Yeah, cool.
New location, that's all, so it's been a bit busy.
Yeah, no, completely understand. And it's one of those things that even if you got it out of the box and you didn't have the mental space and time to have a play with it, it's not going to be any good to you anyway. So you need to have a little bit of time to get it organised. Yeah.
Or I can talk to Misty and yourself, so.
Yes. Yes, no, definitely if you need me, just give me a shout out. Look at me, here I am banging my bowl for you, Lorraine. Rightio, so now look at all our veggies in here. Wes, can we have a look at the overhead, darling? Yeah, so all our veggies are all cooked in there now. I'm going to hit my tear. So can you just show the scales, darling? If I take my lid off halfway through, going from the to the next step, we'll get a minus because that's how much the lid weighs. So always just tear back to 0 before you pop your ingredients in. I know that Wesley's weighed that perfectly. Look at that, 497 grams of chicken. I love it, Wesley. Just make sure you're at 0 before you weigh in. Now look at me. I told you I use baker's flour for everything. This has got a bit of flour in it to thicken it, and I'm using baker's flour because it really doesn't matter. You could use corn flour if you wanted to, whatever you wanted. And sorry, what was that? No, sorry, I'm getting a little bit of feedback. It might be myself. Which wouldn't be it wouldn't be the first time I was talking to myself. Okay, so we've put a bit of flour and a bit of pepper in there, and our chicken. Okay, and now it's going to give that a stir around for a minute at 90 degrees, and that's just to coat that chicken. What that does is coats the chicken in the flour, make sure the veggies and the chicken are all combined before we put in our liquids. And I've got my oven preheated for my goodies. Oh, that's good. I'm just going to hurry up that step, seeing as it's all coated. And I'm now going to put in my water. I'm going to hit tear. And we're going to put in 800 grams of water. Just need a tiny bit more. A little bit extra is okay. And we're going to put in our stock. Now this asks for chicken stock, but I just use vegetable stock for every time it asks for stock. I don't make chicken stock. I just use veggies. So I've put in a nice, generous tablespoon of my vegetable stock paste. My mum makes this recipe and she's a stickler for the rules. And she makes chicken, beef and vegetable stock, and she reckons her hug in a mug chicken soup is better than mine because she uses the chicken stock, but I'm not convinced. Rightio. So now what we're going to do, just going to wipe my bench again. Okay, so I've got here one batch of pizza dough that I made before, and it's proved lovelily. I don't think that's a word. Anyway, and all I've done is I've sprayed a bit of oil onto this thermomat, and I have let it sit for about half an hour or something like that. So that's our dough ready to go, and it should just come off that pretty easily. Give it a roll around. Let me know if you'd like a oven mat, because we do have them as host rewards as well. So they're on our list of things that we can gift to our owners for introducing us to their friends. Rightio, so I'm just giving that a spritz with spray oil, or a spritz with oil, and I'm going to roll this out into a rectangle. And this is a...
Can you overwork the dough, Gemma?
Not pizza dough, not for this. These are going to be Savoury Scrolls, and I don't think you can overwork this dough. You definitely can if you're making a loaf of bread, but you want to be fluffy and rise. Because with bread, you actually want it to keep its fluff that it got from its proof. But with this, you want it to be nice and thin. Rightio. So about the size of your thermomat is a go, like that. And Wes, I was actually going to put some pizza sauce. I got some pizza sauce made upstairs, but that's all right. I'll just go with a little bit of tomato paste. What do you think, Wesley? Sure. Rightio. So just something, you could put barbecue sauce, you could put whatever you wanted on this. You can make this, if you put a bit of sugar in a bit more sugar than what I put in the dough, you can make this as a sweet dough, and then you could actually make this as a sweet scroll. So you could put a custard or Nutella or any of those yummy ingredients on here as well. But we're not going to do that because we're on a diet, so we won't do that today. Rightio. So now I'm just going to sprinkle with my bit of bacon. Just make sure you've got it pretty even with the bacon bits, and my cheese. My kids, as soon as they get in the car, they're hungry. Like, we live at Boambi East, and by the time they get to the first roundabout, it's, oh, I'm dying of thirst, I'm so hungry. So tomorrow, I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to have a container of these little cheese and bacon scrolls and some water. And we will not have to stop on our way. Rightio. Now, I've just lifted up the bottom of my dough mat. And I'm just going to get my dough starting to go into a circle here, into a cylinder. And then I just now roll that up. Now you want to roll it kind of as tight as you can manage, but it doesn't really matter. It will just depend on, depending how that ends up will depend on the shape they are at the end, how wide they are. And I don't have my, do I have my dental floss down here, Wes? So a good way to cut your scrolls, so you've now got a log, basically, of your cheese and bacon. And I do have my dental floss down here, darling. Gosh, I'm organised. Organised Gemma has struck again. Rightio. So then I'm going to get a tray, and I've just got a piece of dental floss. I don't know if you can actually see that, dental floss. And you just take it under the scroll and then pass it over each other, and it cuts the scroll without pushing it and squishing it, sort of thing.
A good idea.
Yeah, it is a really good idea, and it'd be good if I could actually measure. We've got numbers along here, so if I was a little bit more of a C personality, I would actually line up the numbers so then they'd all be the same height, but that's just too much for me. I just have to go by looking at them. So you want to just sit them on your tray like that.
It'd be really nice with some crushed pineapple as well.
Ooh, yes. You could make these. There's literally no flavour that you couldn't do these. Any savoury flavours. I've seen them done with feta and spinach. You can put anything in them. I just go to ham and cheese, or bacon and cheese, or ham and cheese. I don't know why. Every time I think savoury, that's just my go-to. And I know the kids will eat them all. And that's just my winner of my ingredients. And I usually have diced bacon in the freezer, and I always have cheese. Rightio, so now they're just going to go in the oven. So that's how they look. And they're just going to go in my oven. I've just got that on 180 degrees. Now, with my pizza dough over here looking very sad because I didn't wrap him up. But
how long does that take to cook in the oven?
Oh, look, I'll check it probably in 15 minutes. Okay. But it depends how, if you wrap them really tight, they take longer because they're more together. If they're loose, they take less time. You can't, obviously you could leave them in there all day and they would overcook, but it's very hard to overcook them because you see them, the cheese starts to go really brown and you know that they're done.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, normally with pizza dough, if I was actually going to make a pizza, I would let this prove for probably an hour, and then I would cut this in half and you would get 2 family size pizza doughs that fill this whole tray. But in the interest of time, I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm actually going to wrap one half up for later in my mat, and then I'm going to put a little bit of oil on my bench, and then I'm just going to make one now. But a lot of people don't let pizza dough prove for the full hour. If you're in a hurry, it's one of those things that is very forgiving and you don't have to let it prove for the full hour. You just will get a little bit less because it does get bigger as you let it prove as well. And someone told me that the trick to getting around a piece of pizza dough is to make sure you start with a really good circle to start with, and then move it a quarter around each time, and roll from there. But I never can really master the perfectly round pizza dough, can I, Wes? They're always a little bit square. So, sorry, I don't have any better tips for rolling pizza dough any better than that. Now, this is a non-stick pan, so pizza tray. So, I'm not going to oil that. And then just pop your dough on, and I then just stretch it out and make it look roundish so that I don't look like I'm a complete failure. There we go, look at that, that's round, isn't it? Sort of, with a few flat edges. They've got it. All that practice, I've only been doing it for 10 years. You think I'd have it mastered by now? I would love to know how much I've saved on making my own pizza for the last 10 years. It would be quite a lot, I'd say. Now, Wesley, what are we going to have? What would you like on this pizza? Just some cheese?
Sure.
This is going to be your afternoon tea. So, just cheese?
Cheese and bacon.
Oh, well, I don't have it. The bacon's in the freezer. If you want to grab it, you can have some more bacon.
That's fine. We'll just have cheese.
Okay, great. Good plan. So a bit of tomato paste. There is a really good recipe for pizza sauce. If you grow your own tomatoes, or if someone gives you tomatoes, a lovely lady, one of my customers, gave me some tomatoes the other day, and we don't really eat tomatoes except in on pizza and in sauces and bologneses and stuff. So I made the pizza sauce and it was absolutely delicious. It's really good, and you can just freeze it in small amounts so you can defrost it when you need it. As you can see, I did not do that today.
So you use fresh tomatoes?
Yeah, for my pizza sauce, yeah, you can.
Because in the recipe it calls for canned.
Yeah, and I
tomatoes.
I have done it with both because often, 9 times out of 10, tomatoes in the tin are cheaper than buying tomatoes. But definitely, if you've got tomatoes, anytime that it says that you need to use tin tomatoes, you can substitute with fresh tomatoes, because most of the recipes that are saying tin tomatoes, they're wanting to keep obviously costs down and stuff like that as well. Obviously, there is sometimes when it needs to be really saucy and liquidy, but your homegrown tomatoes will cook down to a beautiful pizza sauce. Righto, there you go. There's my pizza into the oven, and we are done. Now, who is using cookidoo? Are you girls? Give me a.
Yeah, I am.
Between 1 and 10, how confident are you with cookidoo? 8.5, good.
Yeah, I'll go about the same. It's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, good. What was that?
Oh, sorry, it's all right. I've just had someone interrupt me.
Oh, no, you're right. All good. That's good. Cookidoo. Okay, excellent. So, Wesy, can you show me the cookidoo slides? I'll just quickly run through. With cookidoo, the subscription obviously goes for a year. You get 6 months for free when you get your Thermomix. So you girls that have just got Thermomixes, you'll be coming up in 5 or so months. You'll get a message on your Thermomix saying that your subscription is due. To do that, you just need to go on to the computer and log into your cookidoo account. And there you can actually go into your account and renew your subscription as well. And it's $69 a year. Can you go to the next one for me, Wes? Thank you. So in cookidoo, there's lots of different ways that you can search. So you can search for an ingredient. So if you're standing in front of the fridge and you've just got chicken and spinach or something, I don't know, you can actually pop those ingredients in with a comma in between them, and it will actually come up with anything that contains those 2 ingredients. So that's a really good tip if you're trying to use up what you've already got in the fridge as well. Next, buddy. Thank you. Meal planning. I hope that everyone who's 8.5 out of 10 with cookidoo is doing a meal plan. It saves you so much time and so much mental health, but also so much money. If you do a meal plan and stick to it and base your shopping list on that. And if anybody needs help with doing meal plans or online shopping, connecting to online shopping or anything like that, just give me a shout out and I can always help you with that. Every month we do a cookidoo session just for helping with cookidoo as well. Thank you, Wesley. Cookidoo 3.0. Who has added their own recipe? Anybody? No.
Yes.
Yes, you have. Was that Marjorie?
No, Lorraine.
Oh, Lorraine, you have. Excellent. What did you add?
Oh, good question.
Question without warning. Well, so far we've added quite a few now actually, but yeah. So if you have got any of your own recipes that you've converted to cookidoo or converted to Thermomix rather, come back to me now, darling. Any that you've converted to Thermomix way of cooking, you can actually type them in and have them saved in your cookidoo account now. Or if you find something you really like on the recipe community, which is just recipecommunity.com.au for the newbies, you can bring that over to your cookidoo so you can see that on your Thermomix. And the other cool thing is that you can actually go and find a cookidoo recipe, and say you've made some adjustments or changes, you can actually edit a existing recipe as well and make it your own. So like Wes in our cookidoo, he's made Wes's burgers, but he started off with the Thermomix burger recipe and he's made a few adjustments to how he thinks it should be. So he's improved the recipe, haven't you, buddy? Yeah. Improved. Anyway, so that's really cool with the cookidoo. Did you think of what it was, Lorraine? No.
Just gonna unmute myself. I think it was actually the stewed fruit.
Oh, yes. Radio. Oh, look at this. So now depending on, some people like a smooth soup. This has still got a few chunks of chicken. It's like sort of shredded chicken through your soup, which is just how I like it. If you wanted obviously a clear soup, you could definitely blend this now just on speed 9. Make sure you've got the MC in. But our soup is done. Just going to try and do that without. See how you've still got, I don't know if you can see that, but there's still like chunks of yumminess in there. Chicken, thank you, Wes. I hadn't forgotten the word chicken. Rightio, so let's have a little taste. Oh, it's going to be really hot. It just tastes like a hug. Oh, well, it's called hug in a mug, but it actually tastes like a hug. It's so good. And it's so easy with your Thermomix as well. And like I said, this is the thing, if you've got someone that's sick and you want to take them a meal, make some of this for them. You can add, if you wanted to, you could add some garlic or stuff like that as well. If somebody really was sick, that's probably the only thing I'd add is a bit of garlic. But it tastes amazing. Let's have a look at our pizzas. Ooh, no, they're not quite ready. I'm going to tell you about the host rewards. Wesley?
Oh, yeah.
Host rewards.
Oh, this one?
Oh, no.
Oh, there.
Ah, there it is. Thank
I
you.
thought it was meant to be in order.
Oh, no, it's all good, darling. You're being a very good help. I really appreciate you. Anyway, so host rewards. So, like I said before, the Thermo mats are on our host reward list. All you have to do to get a host reward is introduce a friend to Thermomix. You can do that as simply as sharing a video or my details. Pretty much anytime you talk about Thermomix, let me know and I'll reward you. This month we have got the blade cover peeler as our reward with an ebook, and it's half price for the host or free if your friend purchases. But we've always got our 3 thermo servers and our thermo mats. So that's an oven mat and a dough mat. If you just come back to me, darling, the blade cover peeler, who's got one? No, Lorraine hasn't. No. Okay, Lorraine, you need one.
I do, I have one.
Colleen has one. Excellent. Rightio. So we're getting more and more recipes that are using the blade cover peeler, as well as being able to peel your potatoes and your boiled eggs. Has everybody seen it do boiled eggs? Oh, when I send the thank you email, I'll put the video in. I did the video of it doing boiled eggs. I wasn't convinced that it was going to do boiled eggs, so it's yeah. It's my first time doing it, so I've done it lots of times since, and it's a real winner. But anyway, so your blade cover peeler, when you get it, just goes over the top of your blades like that. Give it a little wiggle. There we go, and it sits in there, and it just covers your blades. Obviously, it still spins on most of the modes, but obviously it keeps your food from touching the blades. They are $54.95, I think, and they are discounted if you host at the moment. So if you need one of those, let me know. Thermomix is $2,359, and there are lots of different ways to pay for the Thermomix, which I'll just quickly go over. We can do credit or debit card, Afterpay or PayPal. You can earn a Thermomix. Thanks, Wesley. Next one. Yep, you can earn a Thermomix by becoming a Thermomix consultant. Now, I know a couple of you did say that that's something that you're interested in, so I have also included the information about the Thermomix business in the email that I'll send for you. And go to the next one for me. Thanks, Wes. Lovely. So our Join the Team kit is normally $125. at the moment it's only $62.50, so it's on special for half price. Our next payment option is our 24 months interest free, so you can get a Thermomix on your bench for less than $25 a week using Zip Money. We also offer the Easy 3, thank you very much Wesley, the Easy 3 payment option where when you pay your $1,009 initially, you do get your Thermomix on order and it'll arrive, and then 30 days later you pay $700, and then 30 days after that you pay your last $700. So that's all your payment options. If you've got any questions at all, come back to me. Thanks Wes, thank you. If you've got any questions at all about your Thermomix payment options, just give me a text or a call. I'll be more than happy to help you figure out what payment option is going to be best for you. And like I said, I will pop in some information for those of you who were interested in looking at the Thermomix business, because we'd love to have you on Team ThermoFans. Now, my soup's done. Let me have a quick look. How's my pizza's bubbling away. It looks spectacular. And I'm just going to get my chopping board, which is also from the mix shop. I'm using lots of mix shop items today. I've got my oil spritzer, I've got my French rolling pin, I've got my chopping board. What else did I use from the mix shop? Where's my thermomat? My rose gold pizza tray, the list goes on. They're all on special at the moment at the mix shop as well. Okay, let's have a look at this pizza. How good does this one look? Look at that. Oh, and it just rolls off. How good is that? Now, if you love making pizza at home, make sure you check out the Avana pizza oven because it is amazing. Now, I'm just grabbing my dirty knife out of the thing. This is from the mix shop as well. Wesy, why don't you come around here and try some of the pizza? Come around here and say hello, because you've been behind the scenes today and everyone's used to seeing Wes in front of the camera, but he's been behind today, so he's hot?
Yeah.
Too hot. Hang on a sec, just let it cool. Okay. How's my how have my scrolls gone? Excellent. Oh, I'm going to give them a little bit longer, but they are looking fabulous. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us, or thank you so much for watching the replay. If you've got any questions at all, please don't hesitate to give me a call or chat to the consultant that invited you along today. Bye from us. Quick.